Hey all of you gamers out there, this is Xbox Cheater from XboxCheatCodes.com. I want to make a special video for those fans of mine who are interested in more information about other games that I would suggest aside from my top 10. And I gotta say, I really appreciate it. I appreciate the comments and the subscribers. You guys are the reasons why I enjoy doing this so much. So this isn't going to be too flashy, not a lot of video editing and all that other kind of stuff. We're just going straight for it. And I don't even have any real images. How about this one right here? Hope you guys get a chuckle out of it, and let's move on. These are coming from TYRUZ21 and OMG Itsville. I dig your name, man. I think it's pretty cool. So, moving right along here, this comes from OMG Itsville. He asked a question to me earlier about why Halo 3 wasn't on there, and I said I was going more for just the 2008 lineup. Nonetheless, Halo 3 is still a great game for the most part. It was mostly focused on the multiplayer, the storyline, I'm more focused on a storyline kind of guy. I'm all about the old school games that had a lot of storyline. But that's neither here nor there. He was asking why I thought Gears of War 2 was so much better. Or not even necessarily better, but why I suggested it. I suggested it because, first of all, it's getting a lot of buzz, and a lot of buzz from the gaming community warrants some extra looking at. So I went in and dug around, and it has a deeper storyline. It's not absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's nothing like an RPG where it has a very, very rich, deep content storyline, but still good nonetheless. The different elements of the gameplay involved are very intriguing and keep you interested. The multiplayer aspects, there's different maps, different games, different things that you can do that just make it that much more fun. I didn't play too much of the multiplayer because, again, I'm just more so focused on the single player campaign and the co-op and stuff like that, which was an absolute blast. So don't quote me on the multiplayer stuff, but from what I've heard, it's got a lot of really, really great things a part of it. So if you guys, if anybody else has played Gears of War 2 more focused on the multiplayer, and make a comment or video response or something like that, and you let me know what you think. Also, my friend Demon Slayer said that it was a little bit buggy. He was having issues with it, so steer clear of that if that's gonna deter you too much away from it. I mean, bugs are bugs. It doesn't really bother me too much. I just want to play the game. If it's entertaining, great. It was nothing like Fable 2, which had tons of bugs everywhere. Big, black, twisting tentacle things flying all over the place that just sat there. But I'm starting to get off subject. So, yeah, if you got turned off on Gears of War 1 and ended up going back to Halo 3, like OMGsville, I don't know if you're necessarily going to like Gears of War 2 because it just went, their tagline, bigger, better, and more badasser. So if you weren't into Gears of War 1, you may want to shy away from Gears of War 2. So next up comes from TYRUZ21. And he asks, or she, sorry, if either of you, he or she, my bad. Is there any other games I should get? I'm pretty sure I'm already getting... Now, they use an acronym, SWTFU and GHWT. I've already figured out the first one, Star Wars The Force Unleashed, but the other one, GHWT, yeah, have no idea what that is. So let me roll some suggestions out and we'll break it down into different chunks. For your first-person shooters, you want to go for Fear or Left 4 Dead. Both of those are a little bit spooky, but more so, you have all the firepower you need to take down, a drove of monsters, zombies, etc. The Orange Box actually has quite an interesting storyline to it, and if you've played Half-Life and haven't gotten to Half-Life 2 yet, primo, because it has everything in there. You've got Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Half-Life 2 Episode 2, Team Fortress, and Portal, which is a nice little mess your head up puzzle game, which I can't stand puzzle games myself because I'm just more about, tell me a story and let me kill things. So, whatever. My cousin really dug it, and I watched him play it, and it was actually pretty cool. So they did a really good job of that. Valve does just an amazing job of taking these little side concepts and ideas and turning them into full functioning awesome games. that actually don't have a ton of bugs. So the orange box, as far as first-person shooters go, is going to give you a massive bang for your buck because you have a bunch of different types of games to be able to chew on and play around with. Far Cry 2, yeah, that is a pretty game. If you like the first one, or even Crysis, then you're good to go. But I mean, honestly, when Crysis came out, did anybody have a computer that could handle that? I doubt it. I think they called it Crysis because it made my computer panic and crap itself inside out. So, there you go. There's your first-person shooters. No, it's not. BioShock. Came out back in 2007. If you know about System Shock, it's basically a carbon copy of that. They just swapped a few little different names around and said, here's BioShock. Cool nonetheless. I mean, there's really nothing cooler than running around and taking down big daddies and then either deciding whether you want to suck the life out of a little girl or save her. So, yeah, you got a little bit of the moral choice going on, but you're left as evil bad guy or awesome, nice, Halo spawning good guy. So there you go. Action games. Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2. I've been a fan of Ninja Gaiden since the beginning, just like I've been a fan of the Zelda series. When you've got Ninja Gaiden 1 or 2 rolling on your system, you have a great time. You're very frustrating. Don't get me wrong. It is a really frustrating game because it cheats. The game is so hard it actually cheats. Now, if you haven't played it, then you may not know what I'm talking about, but anybody else, raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about. You're running around and you get these ninjas throwing exploding shurikens at your face, and randomly you can't jump, you can't turn left. They're not bugs. You can just sense the video game cheating and screwing with your head, and that's just wrong. That is so wrong. So, Ninja Gaiden 1 was extremely difficult. I actually, since I played Ninja Gaiden 1 and just got so acclimated to it, Ninja Gaiden 2 wasn't nearly as hard, but extremely difficult nonetheless. So, next up, you've got your RPGs. We talked about Fallout 3. That is a time sucker. It is huge. It's massive. It mimics Morrowind very well. Everyone says Oblivion because Oblivion came out on the Xbox 360, but it mirrors Morrowind much better, just with better graphics and whatnot, because the storyline is just so huge. It's actually one of the first RPGs that they've talked about since like Chrono Trigger and whatnot. Chrono Trigger had like 15 different endings, and Fallout 3 has the same kind of feel to it. There's the good ending, the bad ending, the neutral ending, and everything in between. So if you like that kind of, well, what if I did this and what if I did that, then you're rocking and rolling. The only other thing, the thing that people didn't like is the fact that you didn't have different classes you could choose from. But I don't really care what kind of class. I mean, you can basically do anything. You can be, whatever. So it wasn't a big deal to me, but it bothers some other people. So if that'll turn you off, well then, too bad you don't have class choices as much. Oblivion, that's more of a game that it's a little bit more condensed than Fallout 3. It's not as much of a time consumer, if you will. The Lost Odyssey and The Last Remnant, both of them fantastic games, but I have not received a chance to play them. But they've gotten massively great reviews, good storyline, good voice acting, all that other kind of stuff that you expect to see in an RPG. That when you see them if you see bad voice acting and bad storyline, it just totally turns you off, and you're like, oh no, get that game away from me. So there's your RPG elements. As far as your horror survival game, which I am a huge fan of, Halloween is the greatest time of the year, if you ask me. Dead Space, which I've already talked about, but Condemned. Condemned 1, 2, I would stay away from that because Condemned 1 stayed very horror survival-ish. Condemned 2, bam, right out of the gate, the mystery is removed, and it's more of an action game sort of thing. I could go into more depth of why it's more of an action game, but that would kind of ruin the storyline just a little bit. So there you go. There is the questions answered for you. I hope that helps. If there's anything that you feel that I've forgotten, let me know. I'll do another video. Be sure and check out the website, all that other kind of stuff that you're saying this is cascading along. Be my friend on MySpace. Check out the website. We're going to be changing a few things up. And remember, everybody, don't let the games get you down, and it's not cheating. It's just a different way of playing the game. Oh, right. Guitar Hero World Tour. Okay, I gotcha. Good selection. Rock on, man.